This should probably go at the start of the video, and it probably will. But I am feeling a bit ill at the moment. Nothing like cough related, so my voice, that's not the reason I don't sound like myself. I'm just feeling a bit lightheaded today. But I have to record a video because I don't have much time to do so. Apologies if I don't quite sound as excited as I usually am. Hello YouTube, this is Gems the Crazy Wizard here with some more Plants vs Zombies. Now, I know you might be expecting an Undertale video today, but I figured I don't have much time, so I might just play some quick games of Plants vs Zombies, and just try and finish off the nighttime area. So let's see how we do then. So level 2-6 is here. The football zombie's back. We've been given cabbage pulp, which is a bit annoying. We've also been given sunflower of all things, so here I've got quite an unorthodox strategy. I've not got much that can attack. The main attacker will be Gloom Shroom, because that's a plant that I quote-unquote unlocked at the end of last episode. And usually I'd have Scaredy Shroom and Sun Shroom as my sort of start of level attackers alongside Puff Shroom, but Dave's given me Sunflower and Cabbage Pulp. So, you know, we've kind of got the daytime and kind of the roof variants of the two plants I'd usually use, which are both more expensive and less useful. But luckily, I can use them. If we were able to beat the original level 2-1 with only sunflowers as our only sun producer, then we can beat level 2-6. A souped up version of 2-6, but 2-6 nonetheless. Okay, so we've already got one column of sunflowers out. This might be good actually in the long run, because it means we already have a decent sun production rather. And I think one of the pro strategies is actually to just ditch Sunshroom entirely, because, or at least to only use Sunshroom at the very start of a level, just so you have some sun production. Because the sunflower costs twice as much, but it does pretty much give double the sun of a Sunshroom from the start. I don't even think I need cabbage pulp that much, or even spikeweed, to be honest. Right, let's start making room in the graves, or from the graves, just so we can start getting out the Gloom Shrooms. Now Gloom Shrooms, if you don't know what these are, they trade the piercing long range attacks of a Fume Shroom for short range attacks that are very powerful and attack in 8 directions. It's sort of like yeah, just like that, ripped apart that cone head. Gloom Shroom is one of the most powerful plants in the game. It's no wonder it's an upgrade plant. You probably see Gloom Shroom a lot because he's not the most expensive plant in the world, and he's quite powerful as well. And since we have Coffee Bean, there's no real limit to using him. Right. Let's get another Fume Shroom out. He can help take care of this cone head, and then when his time comes, he can be upgraded. So the first wave is here. I've got my pretty much this is all the cabbages I'm gonna have. Probably no more than 5. I've already set up the beginnings of my Gloom Shroom strategy. Crazy Wizard Flag Zombie coming in here. Right. So this is like the bare bones version of the strategy. When a football zombie comes, it'll be the real test. Test of might in a way. Yeah, here he comes. Ah, it's a shame he's on one of the garlic lanes, because I would have pre-planted a tall nut, but I don't know which direction he's going to go. Okay, he's going down. Tall nut there. Yeah, spikeweed underneath. And then he gets ripped to shreds. Ooh! Zen Garden Plant. We weren't getting so many of those in the daytime area. I'm glad to see that we're getting some more in nighttime though, because that means we get to fill up the mushroom garden. Could be a grave buster though, which does get to go in the original garden, luckily. So that football zombie made his way through there. We will have more gloom shrooms in time, so he'll probably because this is like a death area. These tiles, you can see my mouse. These tiles here, they're like the death area, because especially here, because once it's complete, you'll get 4 different gloom shrooms worth of damage, and I think gloom shrooms, they attack 4 times, so that's like 16 hits per attack, which is wild. I do hope we see a football zombie go down there, just so we can see how fast a football zombie gets ripped apart by 4 gloom shrooms and a spikeweed. My word, it's a full crowd of them. You know, I'm half surprised that the horde theme isn't playing. Does it need to be like, what, 8 zombies on screen at a time for that to play? Been like full-on waves here. I'm not complaining. It's a nice challenge. I do like the challenge of the first game because you're so used to it being quite a slow, steady game that when something challenging does appear, you're kind of left on the edge of your seat. We haven't seen many football zombies. I was hoping for more, but apparently there's no football on today. Just a single dude. Wait, does this tile also get attacked by this gloom shroom, I wonder? I don't think so, because attacking backwards in this game is a bit finicky. Because even squashes who can attack backwards, they kind of have limited range. It's like their hitboxes is lopsided or something. Their attack box or whatever you call it. I don't know. And there's 2-6 almost complete. And we have all 6 gloom shrooms. Come on, give us some... Oh, it's only given us 1 football zombie. That's lame. Luckily, he's right there in the middle of death row. Let's see how fast he can get ripped apart. Remembering that football zombie is one of the more strong... Oh my word. Barely took us a bite out of the tall nut. Yeah, we're definitely going to see gloom shroom a lot more. Wow. And that's 2-6 complete. The reintroduction of football zombies. Hopefully we see him more, because I do like football zombie. Ooh. Ooh. Very nice. He's given us Sunshroom, Snopey, and Jalapeno. Awesome. So once again I've brought in Gloom Shroom. It might be an addiction. I just call it good planned. Basic strategy today for this level will be snow peas at the back, and fume shrooms and gloom shrooms here at the front. I'll be using both of them in tandem because they kind of have separate effects. Because I'll be putting gloom shrooms in pumpkins actually, because apart from Chomper, these things are the closest thing we have to a melee plant in this game. Chomper isn't even I mean, it's melee range. Could say the same about Squash, I suppose. But it's the closest thing we have to a melee plant in this game, so... I don't know what the range of Fume Shroom's attack is. I don't even know what the range of Magnet Shroom is. But chances are I'm going to use Magnet Shrooms or Gloom Shrooms in the pumpkins. One of the two. Probably Magnet Shrooms in the pumpkins, thinking. I don't know what the actual range on Gloom Shroom is. I'll need to test that. Before I start putting Gloom Shrooms in pumpkins and stuff like that, I'll test the range and see if that's the case. Because I don't know. Having a pumpkin and then the Gloom Shroom there might just be out of range, so I might do it so that Magnet Shrooms are behind the Gloom Shrooms. Something like that. Right, let's start getting into some of the graves early on, because they're quite far forward in this level. You know, every time you remove a grave you get money anyway, so it's fine. Small amounts of money, but I have seen like chocolate and diamonds pop out from time to time. So I don't think we can actually earn chocolate yet, because I don't think chocolate appears until you have Stinky the Snail. It's a shame, but you know. Makes sense, I suppose. That's the only thing you really use chocolate for. Other than boosting plants, I suppose, in the Zen Garden. 3 flag level, by the way, so we should have enough time to set up the defense properly. Let me just quickly test here on you. What is your range? That's decent. Probably don't even need magnet shroom thinking about it, because we're going to be ripping apart the zombies quite easily with what we have. Do the classic fume shroom versus screen door strategy. First huge wave coming along. I would have liked to have my snow peas prepared, but apparently not. I'm sure it'll be fine. I always appreciate how in this game the flag zombies flag actually waves in the wind. I don't think it does that in the second game. I think it's just a static sprite. Bah. Let's get out one of these fume shrooms, which we will then transform into a gloom shroom. There we are. The stratagem begins. Let's get a pumpkin around that guy. Part of me wishes, like, there's a bit more sprite layering where the... what is it, the muzzles? I think those are muzzles. Like, sort of stick out of the pumpkin a bit more. Because it kind of looks like they're trapped behind the pumpkin. I think we're doing too well, you know. None of the zombies are actually reaching gloom shroom territory. We're kind of excelling. It might ramp up. The level is only halfway done, so chances are we will see larger waves, which are more difficult to beat. But at the same time, we do have Fume Shroom, which kind of nullifies that waves aspect, just by attacking everything. Oh, here comes a footballer. This might put a dent in my defense if I don't get the pumpkin down in time. There we are, pumpkin. There we go, he's being damaged. Should be fine. Second gloom shroom as well, just to be sure. Oh yes. Glorious. Glorious display from the pair of gloom shrooms there. My understanding is that gloom shroom gets used in endless mode. In survival endless mode to get rid of the digger zombies who appear at the other end, just to avoid having, and also bungees as well, I think. No, that's umbrella leaf. Just to avoid having to use like split pea and stuff like that. I think starfruit is used as well. I don't know. I'm not survival endless like pro or anything like that. I kind of just appreciate the strategies that people use. Right, let's start getting some magnet shrooms out, just for a little bit of extra pizzazz. There we are. Doing well. Okay. Going quite smoothly. Quite pleased at how this is going. It's going to spend the remainder of the level filling out the magnet shrooms, getting rid of the last of the graves, stuff like that. I don't want to say we've gone overkill, but we might have gone overkill with the precautions here. It's fine. It's certainly worse things we could have been spending all of our sun on. Gotta remember to use a jalapeno, the final wave, just so that all of Dave's plants got used. At least once. Okay. Must be getting quite close to the final wave, surely. I mean, my defense is pretty much complete. I don't need anything else. as it stands, all I kind of need is to... Hang on. Puffshroom's smaller than Pumpkin. Alright. Because I recall on... There's one version of the game where Pumpkin's sprite changes if there's a plant inside. I didn't know if this was that version. It could just be that Puffshroom is a small plant, so it doesn't quite change the sprite so drastically. Well, here comes another footballer, but he should get dethroned by the magnet shroom. Yeah, just like that. Nothing threatens me in this level. I'm just too good. Have you noticed that the top lane magnet shroom seems to have a much slower animation compared to the rest of them? I know there is some like variation on the speeds with animations in this game, but I just thought it was fun to note. Okay, we'll use the jalapeno there. There we are. All 3 Dave plants used. Don't need to worry about him getting sad. Wonderful. I mean, the Gloom Shrooms are seeing a bit of action, but not quite as much as I was hoping. But it's fine. It's level 2-7 complete. Pretty much. There we are. Okay, we've been given Hypno, Shroom, and Squash and Pumpkin, so that's there's a good range of plants here. And we've gone for another classic nighttime strategy. This time I'm actually bringing Scary Shroom. Should be fine for the time being. First zombies here. I didn't bring Puff Shroom, which might have been a mistake, but hopefully Scary Shroom will be enough for the time being. I also have Squash if need be, but Scary Shroom's cheaper. It might have been a mistake to not bring Puff Shroom, but the way I see it, it's kind of a high risk, high reward scenario where I can just use Scary Shroom. And hope that he does all that I need him to do. I've brought in Repeater, replaced the Scary Shrooms when we get later in the level. I haven't gone too elaborate this time because I knew this would only have like 2 flags. Because it's one of those introductory levels that in the original run would only have 1 flag at the end. More cone heads come out. I think we're doing well. I don't think I really need to switch operations too much. I brought an Ice Shroom because Disco Zombie can inflate some of these waves to levels where the loadout I've brought might not be enough. But, you know, hopefully it will be enough. I do have Squash as well to take care of any rogue dancers. Implying that I chose these plants. There we are. I wonder if I can swap him to my side. There we are. Come on, summon an army of our own. Nope, never mind. Didn't get to see it. He was too distracted. He wanted to be the MVP. I kind of have just opted for like a original adventure mode strategy here, haven't I? Because I pretty much have most of the things that you'd have by this level anyway. The only things different is I've got Squash and Pumpkin instead of, I suppose, Puff Shroom and Walnut, I guess. Right, I just realised I haven't gotten out any repeaters yet. I've kind of been dilly-dallying in that regard. Let's start getting some of these out. Plenty of cone heads. You know, you wouldn't want to make the zombies die too fast. You know, one thing I really would appreciate from like an adventure mode plus, if obviously I'm saying if they were to remake this game from the bottom up, not like Replanted where it's just like a HD version with a couple of additional features. If they were to like completely remaster this game from the ground up, I feel like some people would appreciate if like some levels had more zombies, just different types of zombies. Maybe zombies that get encountered later on, maybe like put some bucket heads in there, maybe even like have some new zombies, like veterans like you have in the second game. Veteran type zombies, which are just the classic zombies but upgraded, stronger, better at their jobs. Some brickheads in there, that'd be a challenge. But anyway, that's 2-8 complete. Again. On to 2-9. This one should be good because 2-9, you know, once again it's a it's the last regular level of the area. One thing that's bothering me is I now realise that the dancing zombie's collar is kind of a strange place there, but I'm not going to let it distract me. Dave's given me sunflower again, which could be annoying, but he's also given me torchwood, so he might be Gatling P at night this time. What I've got here is I've kind of embraced the daytime type strategy that Dave's tried to set up by giving us sunflower, by giving us repeater and Gatling P, because we also have torchwood as well. But he also brought fume shroom because there are some screen doors yet to come. And as much as I do like the Gatling P strategy, screen doors do block against them. So I may as well just bring in fume shroom just to be safe. Just to be safe. As if I haven't been like ripping apart screen doors left and right in the previous levels. Hoping to get some grave busters out soon because these graves are abundant. They're taking up space. This should probably go at the start of the video, and it probably will. But I am feeling a bit ill at the moment. Nothing like cough related, so my voice, that's not the reason I don't sound like myself. I'm just feeling a bit lightheaded today. But I have to record a video because I don't have much time to do so. Apologies if I don't quite sound as excited as I usually am. So here we are, the first wave of the level. And we're looking good. We're looking good. We already have 2 twin sunflowers out. And a sort of small army of puff shrooms ready to go there. I'm sort of relying on the puff shrooms to be like a sort of shield. Because I didn't bring any wall plants. I don't think torchwood is a wall plant in this game necessarily. Okay, Disco Stew has arrived. It's fine. We can kill him. Disco is dead. Don't mind disco music actually. I think disco music's can be underrated from time to time. From time to time. What am I talking about? That's how you know I'm not feeling right. But to be fair, when have I ever made like coherent statements? Okay, there's a screen door approaching. Let's do that. And then we'll do that. Then that and that. There we are. Let's start getting the fume shrooms out properly. Get rid of graves. It's all going quite well. And sort of that's another reason I'm not playing Undertale today, is because that takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of time. I don't have either of those right now. The energy is mostly from the voices, but you know. Kind of need to save my energy at the moment. We're already 2 waves through the level, 2 flags rather, and I only have 2 of my Gatling peas out. Hopefully we can get out the entire strategy before the end of the level. It'd be a shame if we can't, because it just would. It sounds like hail. It sounds like it's hailing. Especially when it's like da, 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 da. That's insane. Why does it sound like that? I mean, I suppose it makes sense. It sounds like it's hailing on the roof. On like a metal roof. Dum 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 dum. There it goes again. These screen doors make it sound like hail. Let's get rid of the last of the graves before it gets too late. Don't think we can fully realize the Gravebuster or the strategy, to be honest, because we're missing a Gatling Pea and it's... No, it's not fully... Come on, don't appear. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. He'll disappear. He'll also disappear. There we are. Look at all these guys. Hang on, Jalapeno up here. There we go. Dave can't be annoyed at me now. Final Gravebuster. Oh no, the coin's gonna appear behind the note, so I can't actually pick it up. There we go. Never mind. So here we are, 210. That's a lot of screen doors. They do seem to be more common than the other special zombies here. Was there any newspapers? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. There might have been. Okay. There we are. It's just... No, it wasn't giving us shooters for a second. No, it just wanted to bait me into thinking I was not getting any. Interestingly, it still gives you Gravebusters even after you run out of graves, I think. Does it do that? I don't actually recall if it actually does that. It might be... The game might be smart enough to not give you Gravebusters once there's no more graves on the screen. I might have encountered that before, or Gravebusters might just not be common enough to actually affect that. Oh, that was actually the Ice Shroom who got that kill there. You don't see that very often. Okay, we're kind of... Again, I kind of have a formulated strategy for this, for these conveyor belt levels. At least for the first 2. Where I kind of know where I'm gonna plant everything beforehand. Yeah, just turn around, you know, you're getting too close. I do like the design of Gravebuster in this game. It's kind of... It's ambiguous as to what it could be. I think most people have agreed that it's meant to be like a piece of tree bark, or like a tree trunk or something. But it really just looks like ambiguous. I suppose that's why they changed the design in the second game, but I still prefer the design in the first game. Because it just looks so creepy. I suppose that was the aesthetic in this game, is that it's supposed to be an eerie looking game. Now look at this, it's terrifying. I've got a bit too many ice doom hypno shrooms, so I'm gonna start using them up just to get more space. Ice shrooms. Yum yum. First wave coming in here, we should be fine. Ooh, there is a football zombie, but I do have a hypno shroom prepared. Once we get rid of him, we'll doom everyone else. There we are. Ooh, that's a load of money. Let's freeze these guys. You know, just for the heck of it, let's freeze them again. Double freeze. It's another disco. You're starting to get more than 10 of some plants. Okay, let's ice everyone. Yeah. Free, hypno you. Hypnotize, hypnotism. Okay, now we're getting too many of the shooter types. And I like my lawn to be neat and tidy, so I don't need as many of these. I'll probably spend a lot of time just placing them and digging them up. Actually, it would have been great to have one right here. Let's see if I can explode him instead. There we are. How did you survive? Okay, he should be down any second now. There we are. Bottom guy's gonna get hit with the old hypnotism deluxe. There we are. Now he's forced to munch on his own friends. Right, there's a bit of a conundrum over here, so there we are. And we're already done with nighttime level. We are finished with the nighttime. And I feel like I didn't even take that long, especially this episode. Because I kind of felt like it wouldn't take this long, that's why I've done it now, instead of... Oops, instead of some other time, but you know. Wow, what? Huh. Yeah. Get out of here. There we are. And that's us done with the nighttime area. Because now we're in the pool. Just out of curiosity, what would Dave have given us? That's pretty good. It's a shame to have to re-roll that. But yeah, we're done with that. Let's buy cattail, because now we're done with the nighttime, where I can allow myself to get cattail. And then let's also check on the Zen garden. Then once I'm done with all that, I think I'm ready to finish. I did buy a couple of marigolds in the hopes that I could grow them up and sell them for a profit later on. It will turn out a profit anyway, because they give you currency for growing them up anyway. So, you know, it's a kind of a long-term investment in a way. Okay, so we're just about to see who this plant here is. It's a puff shroom. Very nice. We don't have one of you yet. Let's bring him over to the nighttime mushroom garden, where we can now continue growing our mushrooms. I did sell one of the pea shooters because he got to full size. Let's spread them out again. And maybe I'll buy some more marigolds, just so I'm constantly, you know, working my way towards that end goal of selling some fully grown marigolds. But apart from that, I think that's all I have to really say today. Thanks once again for watching. Hopefully next time it will be an Undertale video, depending on if I'm feeling a bit better. Grow these guys. There we are. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.